To become a Navy SEAL, you have to pass through the hardest military training in the world. In the course of that training, they ask you to do things like swim 50 meters underwater, swim down 50 feet and tie a knot. There's something called drown proofing. They tie your feet together, and they tie your hands behind your back. And then with your feet tied together and your hands tied behind your back, you have to swim 50 meters. You pass through another week called Hell Week, which is considered to be the pinnacle. During that week, you are pushed to your mental, physical, and emotional limits and then beyond. You're pushed to the core of your character, and then you need to look inside yourself to figure out whether you're going to survive or leave. My hardest moment came when, for the very first time, we were going to be sent into the tents to sleep. We'd been up for probably 72 hours, and people were literally falling over, and I thought that sleep was going to be blissful. I laid down, and I couldn't fall asleep. I could feel my foot pulsing in pain. I started to get fearful, and I started to panic, and I started to think, what's going to happen to me if I can't sleep? Our class only gets 2 to 5 hours of sleep. What's going to happen if I can't sleep? And I knew I was going a little bit crazy because a thought actually ran through my mind like, well, maybe if I can't sleep, they'll let me take a nap later, which of course was not going to happen. But what happened was, and I stood up, and I walked outside of the tent, and I walked over to this faucet, and I turned it on, and I put my head underneath, and I washed some of the water over my head. And I turned back to the tent, and as I was walking back to the tent, I just thought to myself, this isn't about me. This isn't about my fear and my pain. This test is about my ability to lead and to be of service to the people who are asleep in that tent right now. And as soon as I let go of my own fear and my own pain, as soon as I focused on what I had to do for others, all of that fear and pain left me, and I walked into the tent and I fell right asleep.